Of course, I can never sell it myself because people would think I stole it from someone. But, I basically did, so...
And she just kept trading up the horse line until she ends up in House Caladan with a pony. She started with a sand strider.
Yep. But
I got
then...
real pissed you stole their awesome horse.
Yeah.
We'll find you.
So, yeah, not just a horse, it's the 1,200 gold dragons.
That
That's
is
also
so
funny.
much gold dragons. Have I told you I love you, niece?
You're worth more to me than those other people are.
Yes,
True
yes.
love.
Well, you were.
You're worth 1,200 gold dragons
Build
more
a
than you,
castle
so-
out of your money.
That's right. My brother's only offering us 1,000 gold dragons. You gave us 1,200. You're better than my brother.
I mean, you kind of paid for yourself now.
That's what I like to think.
You're
Like,
not really, we don't really need to marry you off because you
No,
already
you
kind of
kinda-
I
paid.
took care of like the dowry and everything. Like,
Did you actually borrow this from the Iron Bank?
Oh,
unbeknownst to
Yeah.
you, have actually been to
the
Bravos.
10 years are up. We need the 12,000 gold dragons now.
You're like, what?
Interest rate.
Hmm.
You will pay us, or the peaks will get over.
Fuck!
They will pay in time, I'm sure.
They just like start sending house peak money.
Here you go. You should have this.
Oh, you're screwed.
Yep.
So you need to talk another house into borrowing money and then become their enemies when they can't pay back. And then you get free money.
Yeah,
This is the best ploy ever.
it's great.
But you, of course, have to spend that money killing them. So
All right.
Maybe we can convince Ashford to do something stupid like that.
Yeah, but they'll also be super strong while they have money.
Can we? But we will get more money also. Like we need to parade you in front of him back and forth a lot of times, so he gets so angry.
regardless, what do you want to do next time? I want to know. Sounds like you want to set out towards Winewood.
I
Or
want to
do
go
you
to
want to
Winewood.
set out towards somewhere else and try to send
Road
letters
trip.
to?
No, we're gonna send letters ahead to Winewood saying that we're coming down now, and if we the joyous occasion of marriage and happy days and friendship.
And if we then switch over to the overview map, perhaps you want to show me what kind of route you would want to take
Well-
Love.
What is the most?
and who you'd bring on this trip.
Why do we have
What?
a map called Maps?
That
Because it
map
has
called
maps on it.
Maps has maps on it, such as the map
it
that where we
doesn't.
encountered the bandit.
Oh, that's
Yes,
because you
you
can
don't
see
see them.
Oh, I thought you meant
Is it-
map as the those map.
It's called an overview map.
It's called the overview map. Yes.
No,
I
you
can
just
I can later rename it to like small maps or something like that.
Encounters.
encounters, yeah. though.
I mean, we are here, so
Yes.
is this area just traveling straight to the Bone Way? Is this are we in dangerous territory here?
Yes, I think so.
Well, all of this is dangerous territory.
Uh-huh.
As general note, some would travel to Selmy, stay under their roof for a few days, having like visits and stuff, and then travel to Blackhaven, have visits there and parties, and then they would travel here, maybe even stop in outside Will.
You know, after
And then we'd go here, and then it would take forever.
After recent learnings, especially after Bree noted that the handwriting is of the Maester from House Selmy, and based on what has been chided about, like, well, the Maester wouldn't fucking act on his own, I'm less okay with staying in House Selmy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
just
don't-
because they might give you hospitality, like your bread in like salt or whatever, doesn't mean that. I mean, lords have been known to violate that in the past.
Yes.
It doesn't mean shit.
I
But
wouldn't
then
be.
the gods turned his son into a frog or something.
Right,
Oh no,
of
not the
course.
gods.
The gods have acted. Oh no.
The seven are merciful.
Yes, indeed. Thank goodness for that. So, we could, of course, try to go over to Blackhaven and Dondarrion and then hook up with the Bone Way and go south. Or we...
That would be if you're not visiting these Selmies, then that's almost just an unnecessary. Like,
Okay. So basically, just
because
trot
you would
all the
basically
way...
then
We-
you basically
we-
go
we-
like
we-
on the road here and then catch
Yes.
up to the
We
road.
would want to go to the north side of the Will in order to get the bridge that heads across the river, or the ford, or whatever. I imagine because it's the Bone Way, it would have an actual bridge, right,
Yeah,
Manikai?
it will. Now it does, because it was built.
Right, because it leads to the damn summer.
Need a new bridge, because trade. Though there is no one trading on the Bone Way, because it's the Bone Way.
Right. And so, yeah, I would say that we try to find whatever sort of roads or paths we can and straight shot that motherfucker.
All right, that would suggest then you don't bring a huge baggage train or anything like that.
No, we will definitely want to have several scouts, however, with us, not to mention like some guards to protect us, but the scouts in particular to make sure that we actually make it to the north side of the river.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid, like 3 weeks from now, where's the Bone Way? We
No
show up at House
more.
Peak.
Hello? Is this the Bone Way?
In this general area here, you do know where there's like watering areas and such.
Okay.
That becomes more flimsy down here, where there's
Right, we have to
basically
do
not
water rationing.
much. So bringing like a large regiment, a large group of people through the Bone Way becomes, because you need exponentially more water, and then more horses, and then more food for the horses, and it just becomes a true headache to actually travel that area. But you could probably get to the sort of down here. We're bringing a decent sort of group of people if you really wanted to.
We kinda not want to get jumped by the Lornmen or like raiders.
I suppose I would ask Manikai, like, since our characters would know this better than I would as a player, what would be like, or maybe like Dark's character, like some people in our fucking house of travel, like what would be a reasonable like number to like burden, like 24, like less?
Generally,
than that?
yeah, 24, about 20 people. Generally, what you do for the Bone Way, less, and you are pretty much sure to be killed. More, and you might very well have like a wagon break a wheel and then be stuck there, or have to leave people to die.
We'll have to try and trade with people every
Basically
day as they pass down the trail.
You want to be able to do it generally on horseback, with maybe 2 horses or so with baggage. Not really dragging wagons with you, because it's one bumpy as hell. Like, even if the roads were built, no one has been here like flattening the Bone Way.
Right.
That would be an impossible task. I mean, I have like the picture here, so you can see what kind of terrain you're looking at.
I've taken a
This
look.
is this is the
great.
Bone Way down here. This is it. This is how vegetative and this is it for like 2 weeks.
It is
so.
literally the Fury Road.
And I want you all to keep in mind that Dad fucking took a trip down there with the Maester and his youngest child a few years back.
That was a smart move. Now we're doing it again.
He visited with his friends, like the Selmies.
Yes, the Selmies.
It was kind of scary that he was at breakfast. I thought Manika accidentally put him there.
But sometimes he does go.
Where's the Lord? Oh, he left 2 days ago. What? Like, he did what?
As it turns out, as the Lord of the House, he kind of has the authority to do what the fuck.
Yes,
Well,
he
you
said
have
he
house
was
arrest
gonna
now.
he was gonna go and travel to see his son at Peak, and you're like, seize him.
Like, well, he's dead.
So now who would want the Lornmen to help?
Exactly. Oh.
Oh my god.
We have him. We can call him
Peak is like, oh, now we have the 2 lords of the house. Oh.
How many more do you even
have? Ugh.
You'd have to look at Lord Tyrell and go, look, they're holding the entire Lord prisoner.
Help! And Tyrell's like, but I am
We'll return
so...
him with a garrison of our good men to keep him protected, you know? Free soldiers will now garrison the castle. You can disband your own. You don't need to pay or feed anymore. We'll do it.
Yes, let's go on an adventure and show the kids the sights of Caladan's forest, and then
And then the lovely, lovely Bone Way.
yeah.
The good thing is that once we're down here, I'm pretty sure Caitlin does not want to take the road back up again, which behooves her to stay and get married in Dawn, right?
You're not coming with us back. So
You better make your peace here.
you can stay here or not.
Yes. You could take the hellish road up north again.
And die. I mean, captured by raiders and torture. You know, that's a thing that happens.
You
Sometimes.
could. You could.
You want to look like Bree here.
Just have Bree
Don't be mean.
looking at her.
She didn't get married in Dawn.
Looking at her and says, I cry every day. She
She
says,
didn't get married. This could be you.
tear roll down Bree's cheeks.
Don't be like Bree and don't get married.
You want to get married.
Use her as a
Don't
cautionary
you?
tale. I mean, that's almost cruel.
To who?
I don't know.
Though?
That sounds highly manipulative and worthy of the game.
Yeah, that seems definitely
Completely exploitative.
Maybe Bree would even enjoy it. Stick it to the
I don't know.
stick it to the highborn pampered girl.
Enjoy is a relative term.
Well, all right. Sounds like you want to start down towards Ironwood for a
Yeah.
snake hunt.
Yes, and a wedding.
Yeah, as it happens.
A snake hunt, as we said.
So who's going to be invited to this wedding at will?
Will, no.
What? Excuse me?
Sorry, you didn't hear that.
I don't think. Can we take?
On second thought,
Maybe we should go through the Stormlands and sail to Dorne. Yes,
we're going
yes.
to Highgarden.
Sail to Dorne.
Sail to Dorne.
We'll sail. We'll go
sail-
here to
we'll go
Dorne,
our-
then sail to the Tor, then travel across Dorne.
We'll take our stream.
We avoid the bone way at all costs. Plan.
Yep. That's absolutely.
We go to King's Landing. We get on a boat and we sail to like near Ironwood.
Have the wedding at Dragonstone, yes.
It's like the prince, just like what are you?
Who? When?
Who are you?
Ah, thank
How do you-
goodness we are not on the
Dragonstone.
bone way, right?
Pretty shitty island, all things considered.
I would take Dragonstone if offered.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, you understand the depression of the banner houses of Dragonstone, because what do you even do? You have
Yeah.
a tiny rocky island, nobody cares about you.
No.
Your liege lord is very close, and he has all the war galleys, and you can't really expand anywhere ever.
No, I also like the idea of marching down the two nieces, the two girls, in part to enforce upon the older one. Look at what your true love has done to the younger girl. She might have to stay down here in Dorne now and be in this far away from knights because of your selfishness and your greed. Oh God, I'm so petty. I love it.
Look what you have done to her. You must make it up to us.
Perhaps you could also have Sir Ryman show his worth,
Yeah.
Yes.
or
Definitely.
die trying, and then have some
Yeah.
problem solved.
Well, we'll have to worry about that wedding then.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, problem solves the other. It was a lot bumpy ride, you say? Well, and she's
Traveling accident.
Traveling to huh? Oh, it was
So,
a miscarriage.
So who's gonna go?
So,
All of you, I imagine.
yeah, the
Yeah.
player characters. Sir Cousin's son. I do believe Halldamir mentioned that he'd be amenable to it, and who knows what the hell he'll do if he's like we're gone. Like
I think it's we should take him with us. He would never forgive us if we didn't.
you'd fucking.
No, you need to be protected back home.
He's like, oh,
You're not grown up enough to be.
You're taking like the girls, and you're not taking what the shit is
I
this?
know.
He becomes a hedge knight too.
it runs into the
He can
forest.
do that. Well, you can't really be a knight. He could just become a bandit for a
He
while.
could.
So the player characters, Haldamir's son, of course the two girls who have recently arrived, and there's a new knight who will be a member of our family because they have to get married down there. Need to prove worth. So that'll be that entourage. How many people is that? 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8. Let's see, and then after that 8, okay. So we know Maester Cole's there. Who's the second best healer in the entire castle? Is there anyone with like a healing score of like 3 that we can take
There's
along?
not really. Well, Desim's wife, Agatha,
Oh God.
she's kind of taking care of everything.
Yeah. Nah.
Because she kind of has to stay here.
Shit. That's the
It
problem.
would be nice to have a healer along.
Well, it's nothing that can be.
Let's be totally honest. To use a lot of the healing things, you need several hours of time, which we won't have while traveling.
No, that's not true. We don't like. There's no one available, so we're just gonna have to get over it.
I mean, if we get there before someone bleeds out, they can be treated there.
Ride faster.
How big of a party do you want to bring?
In that
Because
case,
I imagine you're just going to fill up with guards.
yeah.
It's-
The rest of the time, maybe like 4 scouts, and then 4 archers, and then four veterans to allow a mix. The scouts can help watch the way, especially find a route. The archers can, of course, do their marksman thing.
You'd send the scouts out ahead.
Yes.
Do scouting.
Yeah, I think a decent chunk of scouts is definitely something we want.
So if that's 8 people, then the other 12 can be a combination of our scouts, archers, and guards.
Yeah.
All right, that's 20 people.
Do we? Is it customary to bring a present of some kind?
You can, but this is Dornish custom, and you really don't know
It's true.
what kind of things they do. Like, who even...
Do we have
The Huns
anything
normally you
spicy?
don't bring presents, but...
Maybe I mean we could bring like if they like spears, right? So here you go, my lord, a castle forged spear.
I
from
think
our
that'd just be
fortress."
insulting. Like House Wire would be like, "Your spears do nothing."
Like if they come up here and give you like, here, a castle forged axe.
I would love a castle forged
You have
axe.
trees up here that you could chop down.
Oh, great!
That's just being like patronizing of them. Like they don't know how to craft their weapons better than we do.
They'd give you maybe like a super spicy pepper that would like burn your insides for 6
Awesome.
days or something like that.
Oh, great!
You know, a really Dornish thing. Maybe you should bring a really sort of Caladan-like thing.
All right. A burning sword.
Maybe you can. Maybe
a lot
you
of
have
sorrow.
a painting
Burning sword.
to commemorate the
Oh
occasion.
yes. Oh yes. Oh, they're getting married. I need to paint it.
Oh, I'm not just talking about that, but I'm
course.
talking about like a gift to House Wyvernwood.
Yeah, yeah. No. They're
I
gonna
wonder
get.
what he would paint the Boneway like.
Oh yes.
That place
I
always
call it-
works.
Just like gentle like daffodils and like
Yes.
soft meadows.
It's just this very pleasant painting.
Dornish
really. I
looking at it
don't
like, ugh.
That's actually like the happiest painting. Like
Yeah.
he's
You
Could never
made.
defend that. Holy crap.
Yeah, the Dornish man be like, oh
We
god.
lose in second. It doesn't matter. All those like knights that have always died in the hundreds when traveling through the Boneway. That's the benefit they've had. Whenever people get to sieging their place, they've already like endured a month worth of sieging themselves. An attrition just.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Generally, you don't wear your steel on the Boneway because the metal makes it incredibly hot, and you just die and get cooked.
And,
Yes, Bob Ross painting the Boneway.
and maybe that
Some happy
painting
little bones.
can end up combined with the application of a destiny point from Jonas and actually have made that painting fitting enough to warrant a relationship increase with the Lord of Wyronwood.
Oh, I guess.
We'll see.
A destiny painting.
A destiny painting. You paint his destiny? Oh my god,
but
sounds
it's
epic.
just a destiny painting. It just revealed, and people are like, "Oh my god!" Like faint in awesomeness over the painting.
So, how many scenes have we gone through? Have we gone through, we haven't achieved a story thing. Like I'm kind of confused
not
as
yet.
what we've been doing.
Who
You've
knows how
been
this
trying
went?
to get these girls married, and you got halfway there, as it turns out. Well, sort of.
One of them.
Yeah.
Also, than that, you have begun discovering parts of sort of plots in different fashions that haven't really shown much yet, but one story can begin before another one is completely finished, and it is encouraged to not just have one going on because it becomes too simple. More things for people to deal with.
But I need simplicity in my life. I need guide rails. Walk me to the adventure, Madagai. Hold my hand.
It will come to you even if you don't do anything.
Awesome! I love it when the adventure comes to me. That's great.
But will you refuse the call?
So, how long will it take us to finish work? Because I assume we've been planning that we're going to be heading down
Yeah.
here for some time.
You have certainly said that you would want to do planning. I think maybe just a few days and you could leave.
Okay.
Wouldn't really be a huge deal.
That
20
would be
people
nice.
is not that difficult. Gathering the water, the wine, skins and such. Oh yeah. It's not like you need wagons and carts full of all kinds of crap.
Yes, and then
Not like when you used to go the whole sort of visiting everyone route.
Yes.
Just a bigger
Don't
deal.
need to bring 19 dresses. Then that should also give Desmond the time to be inspired.
Yes.
His preparing is by doing what he loves. So
Yes, it's
Good.
great.
That gives me some time to prepare as well.
right, I suppose I can hear about that as we go along.
Yes.
But now I need to be right back, and I guess this is the end of the session. Well, next week we'll begin the travel to Winewood, and when I come back, if you're still here, I will ask you a few questions about things.
Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
I think a suitably fantastic painting could be handed over.
I like it.
Oh, God.
He's an Decimus, after all, an artist of some note.
That's right, damn it. He has an entire destiny point invested in that.
He does. He's qualified.
You not to earn money from it, but
He does. Yeah, a little bit. Comes
not
and
a lot.
goes. No, but you know,
Mostly
yeah,
goes.
there are not that many buyers for your paintings.
it's actually mostly Kvaler finding coins and just dropping them in his pouch.
Sort of breeze coins.
I'll look at the damn Steam pages, not Steam Hitbox page as well. Brienne, Queen Bricella, and Imperator Furiosa.
Yeah, well, I thought, you know.
Wait. 1 sec. Do I need to scroll down? Yes, I do. Okay.
Oh shit!
I didn't know you updated that. I am
I
pleasantly amused.
I did, yes.
Imperator.
It seemed fitting to me.
I think like reading through them, I'm the most boring of all of them myself.
I mean, you need to. I could have added Craven, but that seemed mean.
I'm just saying, the Eternal Bachelor,
Well, yeah. He is
Furiosa.
he's a
It's my
party
choice.
dude, and she is just filled with rage
Wait,
and like grim
like
determination.
I have a damn proper noun for my description. I love it. Imperator.
It's a good title. It'll be interesting. Dorne is a strange place.
I'm glad all of the complications with these girls were resolved in this session and nothing further.
I'm just glad I actually rolled 4 natural 6s to get this revealed now, so it could be handled somewhat.
Yes. I did assume that something would be up with these two, and whenever they started like clinging onto each other, and he like took her hand at the table, my character wasn't there, or I would have called it. But as a player, I'm like, well, they're gonna have to be edged and worn not to be so. Oh, they've already been.
Oh my.
Well,
Oh my. Yeah, that could have been disastrous if we hadn't discovered it.
I'm sure it would have been revealed.
I mean, at some point.
That's the problem, that it would be revealed.
Well, whenever they try to make their escape.
But man, looking at the map,
So,
why does
I'm
everyone
back.
hate us so damn much all the time? This is, my lord.
It's because they see the position of weakness where we have.
I guess so.
So, how did you like the session?
Well,
I was pleasantly amused.
it was, it was a little slow. We were sort of edging along, finding our characters, doing a little stuff, here and there. Slowly getting into it. We still don't have enough information to do anything proactively that much. We are sort of going for the Dorn Alliance now. It's like the proactive thing we do, but so far there's mostly hints and stuff around us, and we can't really do much. It's like, all right, it's expensive fancy tea, or it's strange numbers and surcoats. This is not enough to do anything with, really. And so it's a bit passive at home at the moment. I guess we could be more and go for but the thing is, to the west we have House Karen, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The only friend we have close by right now is Appleton, it seems.
Friend?
Those mostly friends because you don't really know them. Other Dundarians of Blackhaven.
Yeah, we are certainly friendly with.
They're influential and
Yeah.
a friendly relationship.
Desm's daughter is married to one of the Dondarians. So that is certainly friendly, and that is good. Can call upon them if needed. It's really
The Peaks
desperate,
hate
but
them.
they do, and we hate them. So together, but
Choose
yeah,
hate.
that.
The Wonder Twins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about this session. I don't feel like disappointed. I was wasteful. It happened. Things transpired.
The true things happened.
I don't have a extensive opinion to convey about the situation. Problems came up and they were resolved, and some problems have come up that haven't been resolved, and there's surely some problems we don't know about, and maybe we'll resolve them, or maybe while we're gone for a few moons, everything will go to shit. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if we do nothing, everything goes to shit anyway. So
Like, I don't know how to be. I mean, I don't know how to act on the information that we have in regards to what Decim got from the Lornmen.
No, it was all very mysterious and vague.
Well, right now it's also as much, I think, to get the footing, to get some footing in the setting, and to learn who's who and who likes who, and to get an idea about, because there's a lot of little castle icons in this map, and getting an idea about how things are set up and
Okay.
such is probably a good start, I think, just to maneuver the political landscape.
So, Jonas, do you regret how you wanted to handle the Lornmen?
Yes and no. I think the choice of giving away 3 weapons, that is a minor loss to us, and it won't enrich them very much. It's a status symbol for the leaders. It won't make them more powerful. The problem is that they seem to be gearing up, and seem to either. I mean, there was a lot of new armor around there.
Yes,
That
there was an individual with a name tag whom you did not recognize.
No.
That's House Selmy's master archer. He's been training the Lornmen.
Yeah.
Manikai quickly scribbles something in his notes, scratches it out.
Yeah, that is troubling. That is very troubling.
Well, I'm glad that your passion to attempt a peaceful dialogue with the bandits did not result in bloodshed. Although whenever you fucking went super arrogant on the night, I told Dark, oh Jesus, he had this in the bag. Why?
yeah, the two of us were just commenting on the entire thing since we weren't there.
I'm no, Jonas, don't do it.
Desmond's
He
not
is
gonna.
arrogant.
Desmond's
The
not
thing
gonna
was-
sit
thing
there
was
and
you're-
have this pathetic
That's,
bandit talk down to him like
the
that.
thing was, Grimmith,
That
you
is
were,
his vice, isn't it?
It is.
Yes,
It is
yes.
his
I'm
vice.
just saying, Grimmith, you were in the situation of no, don't do it. I was in the situation of yes.
I'm don't fulfill your character's vice. Don't do it. Don't be arrogant. No. Take it back.
It seemed very appropriate for Desmond to be arrogant in that situation.
It did. But on the flip side, I'm no, you had this in. It's good. It's good. Just leave. Just go.
But yeah, if Selmy is really moving against us, we need to do something about that. That is not.
And our response to doing something about that is leaving for 2 months.
Yeah, that's also what I'm worried about. Everyone has left. Well.
I mean, they can't just siege.
I mean, the Lord is still there. The person, the
Yes.
steward is still there. All the troops are still there. 12 people, 12 troops missing is not gonna.
12 troops out of 400.
Besides, it's all about the reason. You can't really attack someone without a reason to do it. That's the problem, right?
What I'm worried about is we're going to leave, we're going to come back, and the Lord is dead.
Probably not that frail. He doesn't seem to be right on death's door yet.
Yet.
Yet. Although,
gonna
of
come back
course,
happy or
unless
death?
someone hurries it up. Yeah.
Maester?
Oh, he died in his sleep.
There's
Oops.
some
You-
talon imprints on this pillow. Strange.
you like grab like the maester. Your first order of business is now to say that he's still alive.
Keep
How
propping
can
up
you make
the
this corpse? The corpse look like a living man.
Exactly. Embalm this corpse.
Weekend at Aaron's.
Yes.
This fucking like dance like the
Yep.
body. Put like some sunglasses on.
This devil puppetry.
But you certainly are a weak house in a political climate that is heating up as tensions are rising. As it is, when the Black Fire comes back to the Seven Kingdoms, there's probably going to be a problem. Some people are going to have a problem, and that is something that people are keenly aware of. And so, strengthening their position and beginning to show where they stand is something that is just now beginning to really sort of reach a point where it begins to be more open, more brazen, because they feel like time is beginning to run out.
I do think it is. I don't know.
The mechanical benefit of befriending House Wyronwood is not that great due to their distance, but I suppose after like this session and after what I experienced last session, I as a player have like my jaw set in anyone but House Trent.
They are not widely liked, certainly.
The thing with Ironwood is also that they have not the same regard for the political intrigue, and might actually, because of that, be more readily willing to help us than one of our neighbors might be.
It's just a measure of like that. Like House, Trant could offer us more help more reasonably because they're closer than House Wyronwood can. It's also more along the lines of I was firmly in the mindset as a player of fuck it, like House Trant, like they're close by. We need to actually survive to get to the Blackfire Rebellion. And then Galt spoke up. And he mentioned like the concerns that like small folk had about like all the rumors and reputations surrounding House Tran, and that's when I went like, fucking peasants are ruining everything.
I mean,
I already kind of had that from Nemo's talk with Lucas, but
I mean, the deal they offered was certainly a very attractive one. We get gold quickly, we get the troops to take out the Lornmen, and we get some allies that are actually willing to like shed blood for us.
yeah, but they also want us to shed blood for them.
Yeah, then that's the problem, because they're with the bitter steel, and then later on Damon Blackfire, and that's going to be, holy crap, is that going to be a circus?
It feels a little early to
Yes.
sign on to.
Yes.
And like even if we have no intent on betraying, Daeron the Second, just our mere association with House Trant, if when they threw their shit in, would be.
Would be.
I mean, if not, at best, you're going to be known as an oath breaker who can't be trusted to help even your
let's
friends
say
and family.
Oathbreaker compared to House Trant, but I'd rather be known as that compared to an Oathbreaker against the fucking king.
Yeah.
I mean, but either way, it's not great.
Yeah, we have sworn no
unless
oaths to,
the king wants the.
I mean, we have sworn no oaths to Damon Blackfire, and we have to the king. So I mean, those kind of.
Well, I mean, by proxy, you
Yeah, well.
sworn to the Tyrells, who then owe their allegiance.
Yeah, I imagine the Tyrells were.
King. But if of course, anyone who would support a pretender would, of course, believe firmly that the true king was a bastard and therefore has no claim and has been deceiving the realm, so that their vow to the crown is null and void.
But I can get why House Trant would side with not the current king, considering how all the children are bastards, and the current king did kind of take some land from House Trant to build the Summer Palace.
Yep.
Pleasure land.
Pleasure land.
They might be a little upset about that.
Yeah, it's certainly understandable.
Even someone who's basically been Switzerland for
Yes.
political neutrality for a long time.
He's like, our axe to grind is not with King's Land. Our axe to grind.
No, exactly.
Someone a bit closer to home.
And
So you also know that the Peaks are very disliking of Daeron II.
no, they don't like the king.
They've been heavily slighted by him because he, well, chose to marry the prince to not their daughter, but a Dundarian daughter instead. Dundarian,
Yes.
a lesser house than House Peak.
That we are
It's
allied
a
with.
slap in the face. And Gormy is not gonna take that laying down.
That being said, I don't think that even if we joined the same side as House Peak, that would be able to.
Don't think you'd be friends?
No, that's
I don't
the-
think it'd be
that's
all
the-
water under the
because
bridge.
that's the thing I'm seeing at this too. Is like, okay, Blackfire's coming back. Peak is probably gonna go with them possibly because they really don't like the king. Trant is gonna go with them because they really like the king. It's like, are we gonna be at the same side of the battle as like Peak? Like, are you crazy?
It's
Like we would, like it would.
Like during all the confusion and chaos, they just like fucking show up one
Yeah.
day and be like, "Hey guys."
Yeah. And I'm.
Oh no, the Caladans have betrayed us.
Oh no.
Quick, attack them in the rear. Well, fuck, what do we do now? I
Mhm.
mean,
Then
the
you-
Peaks are kind of more important than you are, so I've got to pick.
Yeah,
Or-
exactly. And Ashford to the north hates us. Sell me plots again. I'm still like flabbergasted that they would do something like that.
Also,
It's
actually, no.
so.
Ashford doesn't hate you. If you go there, they won't really be that annoyed. If I go there,
Right, it's his nemesis,
Yeah.
and unfortunately,
But
Dark
sell
Spirit-
me. Why?
That's why we should organize the one in there. Sell me, why? Why sell me?
That's like a song.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Maybe,
Sell me why?
maybe something you'd want to do is send a cryptic and foreboding and ominous message back to like House Selmy, perhaps like the Maester, perhaps with like some semblance of like evidence that has been taken from the bag without any message or explanation, just to leave it with them and see how they react.
Forewarn them, be like, we're on to you, suckers.
Yes.
Could. Certainly could. Being like, we know what you're up to. Or we could, of course, I mean, if we do nothing, we might keep up the illusion that we don't know. Which we really, yeah. I see your point.
Yeah.
is action or inaction the better option here?
I like the idea of like the least valuable thing that we might have would be the pieces of parchment with well-made and recent drawings of Lannis and Lord Aeron, because we'd want to keep the Who knows when those House Selmy surcoats with like their house through would be useful.
Might come and had, oh no, Selby is attacking our land.
That's right. Or you
Leo,
know, the letter
Leo
with the
Longthorn,
seal,
help!
or like the numbers and the herbal combination, or the wineskin with the crude map. But those crude drawings of Lannis and Lord Aeron, just ship them back, like have it like addressed, like pay like a courier, like a few silver pieces. It's not that far. Hell, we could just place in like one of our fucking messengers, like one of the scouts or something. Just like go here. You know, and
Deliver message. Come back.
Sell me lands in a day. Under the
Could we
fast horse.
copy his seal from the wax seal on the letter? Because then...
I mean, copying a wax seal is harder because
So yeah,
falsify his seal.
I like that idea. Like we could have that message sent in the scout back before we even left. Because if it's only going to take a day to get there on the fastest, yeah, scout goes there, delivers that, and they get the crude drawings back, and perhaps they could be like, "What could it mean?" Or perhaps the maester could be like, I like it. I like it as the idea of, you know, something that I enjoy doing, not only in real life but in video games, is doing something that's seemingly random, but it serves the effort of causing chaos and destabilizing something, and seeing what spills out of the chaos.
Sure, we could. I mean,
Chaos.
Decim has contacts. He has some spies around. I can use my knowledge research to like basically spy on people. I think Malachi said before.
Okay.
You can use it to get an idea of by basically researching. You can see if you can dig up something about someone. Well,
Yeah, so with that, it might be possible to like keep an eye on people a little bit. It is certainly possible. I'm just hoping that the Maester seeing that won't say, "Oh, they've on the verge of discovering. We must accelerate our plans, like invade."
Well, that's actually a great idea. We'd want them to accelerate and make mistakes. They can't just simply invade, because we'd go look at Lord Tyrell and say, "Look at this shit," and the Liege Lord's like, "Fuck him," and Liege Lord comes over here and puts House Selmy in its place. As Manikai has said, you can't. They need a CB. They can't declare no
Yes, they
CB.
do. Absolutely.
He's fabricating the damn claim as we speak.
Well,
Damn
well,
you!
The thing is, we don't let him fabricate the claim.
That's right. If they declare a no CB war, Lord Tyrell puts his foot down and kicks their asses. We have the same protection that they've got.
Man,
People can't just. I mean, if it was like a free for all, then you'd probably be worse off in this case.
Right. But we have the influence and the backing of our Lord.
You have a sponsor. Elric has a sponsor in the Tyrell court.
it's true. It's true.
And
He's not interested in anything happening.
so in that case, the best way to like, if we're needing more information, I think I do like the idea of kicking the nest and here, just like, oh, what happened to these people? Oh, our plans have gone awry, or maybe if House Selmy mysteriously isn't involved, then they like write back and say, "The fuck is this?" And that gives you opportunities to go from there. It gets something. It's being active, and it gets a response. And if the response is no response, then that's a response in itself. Saying nothing is still something.
Sure, we can do that. That seems like a reasonable, provoking maneuver to me as well. See if the mask drops and they do the Bilbo snarl,
Yeah, so sending the pieces of parchment with well-made and recent drawings of Lannis and Lord Aeron, put those in a message or like a scroll or whatever, hand them to one of our messengers, have them delivered to Lord Selmy and come back.
To the Lord directly.
We'll say the Maester. Perhaps it could be framed, since Maester Cole, of course, has to do whatever the House commands, it could be framed as like a missive, like communique between two Maesters. From one Maester to another, and then the Maester opens it, and it's this...
You seem to have dropped this. Here you go.
Really happy with his trust being used in such a way, but
Well,
if such is how it's commanded, then
I wouldn't ask him to like I said, I think it should just be no message, just like those
Just
two
them show
sketches. Yes,
with no word,
with no explanation text, just from Maester Cole to Maester whatever. The end.
All right then.
And,
Such an effort, you would simply have them returned to you.
all right.
A bit of a questioning remark as to the purpose, or perhaps the thought that they were sent wrong.
All right. I mean, of course, that's what will be said back. I have to keep up appearances. Not like, you caught me.
Yep, that's true.
Damn, you don't like my artwork? I'm trying to be an artist, just like the blank brush.
Alright, so we just get them back, no comments either, and nothing really. Alright, well, we'll keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on the fuckers.
We shall see. They might be completely innocent, and someone might be framing them. But
It doesn't happen that Selmy has a bandit group in their lands. We could sponsor.
Not really.
Support rebels.
Yeah, I mean it's.
The
working.
bandits kind of came down here from there. It's close enough
nice.
that going here is better.
Oh, nice.
There's more woods here.
Yes, our lands are more poorly
Hide it.
protected, and I knew the Lightwood's terrain features were terrible.
Yeah. Terrible. Fuck it. I don't know why we thought that was a good idea, but yes.
Flames!
Yeah, but put them to the torch.
Burn it all!
Like Decim threatened, if it burn up to me.
Yeah,
no, our points are invested. Don't burn them.
The Black Brush just like burns a destiny point to cause a major change, and it's him setting the forest.
burns down the actual forest. Die, all of you! He hates them. He hates them with a burning passion. He has spent a lot of time in his life trying to actively kill these people.
He's killed a lot of them.
The remnants
And
of
he
his
has,
brother's
But
villainy.
they just seem to hang on. Almost as his brother taunting you beyond the grave. Still doing what he can to push through his
Every
agenda.
time you see them, like the scar in your leg, like twitches.
Flares up,
Yep,
yeah.
flares up. There we
You're
go.
like,
You
headsman.
look at your brother.
My lord won't do me the courtesy of talking
I mean,
to me on
how-
equal
how-
level. You fucking cunt.
How different would this house be if the lord of it was as strong as he could have been? You know? If he wasn't so weak and basically a wreck.
Yes. I like that. It's created an interesting situation where we as characters can thrive.
You have to step up
What a-
because there's no one else to do it.
Yeah, would you do not deign to speak to me? And say, no, I do not. You fucking bandit.
I did love how he wanted you to get off the fucking way. You're like, listen here, you motherfucker.
I mean, you're equals, right?
Manikai couldn't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah, exactly. Just
You're equals, right? Oh, shit. Well, surely all the extra information we got is it's going to be worth a
You
bit.
told him you were going to kill them all. Left.
and I meant it.
That's not
Meant
nice.
every
is
word
it?
of it.
But
And you managed to spook him at least briefly.
I did. It was a good intimidation roll.
The big takeaway I'll have from this is getting higher on like my knowledge script comparison check.
Yes, we need language.
Language,
need
there
to
we go.
invest.
I was able to reveal that it was the Maester's handwriting. Woo!
You know, as I said, Bree has seen a lot of handwriting from all the
it's
time she's
also
locked
only
up.
possible because of a spending of a destiny point.
Yes, from Dark.
Yes.
You know, you spent them last time, Grimmeth.
I did. I thought about spending some this session, but nothing I thought was crucial ended up coming up.
Yeah, so I keep looking at it, but something's like, no.
Next session.
You want to have them.
Oh,
Travel the
I mean,
boat.
but
Yes.
yeah, I would say we both need to keep at least one, but wait, we have plenty. They're the
How
ones.
does she feel about having to do that?
Oh, Bree, her body is ready. She, and I'll be talking to you, more about that, Manikai, in order to answer that question in depth, as we're preparing for the trip. She's,
Get a few days of.
yes, she's got something that she wants to do.
Stop rubbing your hands. This
Making
makes
a
me.
fire.
This makes me very
She
uncomfortable.
needs to stare into the eyes of dying men a few times so that she can get used to it, and not be rattled when she needs to
Jonas,
shoot again.
Jonas, you know the biggest problem with not having a healer with us? We have no one to apply the leeches.
Yes.
That's true.
yes.
They would dry out very quickly on
You
the
say
boat.
there won't be any. You'd have to keep immersed in water that we're gonna be rationing.
You gotta ask the one what
Don't
they do with
drink
their
from that
hysterical
jar.
women.
That's where we keep the leeches.
So, Miss, Lady Blackmond, what do you do with hysterical women? I get the spear in your face.
Oh, that seems to solve the problem. Yes.
We train them to kill.
Yes,
Oh,
We do with them.
the Dornish taught my character much about how to live in her time among them.
well.
How does Bree
Yes.
feel about spicy food?
She, my character, however, would take the opportunity to bring up to Decim her severe concerns of bringing untrained, and this is going to be so amusing, untrained, ill-prepared, not just foreigners, but girls on top of that, who are only accustomed to wearing dresses down the boneway, with shaded in the background, the sharp reminder of her wearing dresses and being carted off to the Peace Festival in Ironwood.
It is worth noting that they are very bad writers
Yes.
because they have never really.
And considering how poorly they how poorly they felt just after traveling for so long, and how this land is completely new to them, they might not be as successful at surviving on their own should the worst occur. You know, and it might be for the best, like, well, I think they should get buried in Wyronwood. I don't think my character could advocate. She would sympathize in that regard that maybe that's not a good idea. It's not her decision to make, but she does not think that bringing those two defenseless poor souls along is a good idea.
What does the 11-year-old girl know anyway?
It's
Well-
not like she's been on the Boneway before.
Never.
You know, it's a risk we kind of have to take.
Okay.
It would be Decim's way of arguing. It's like, yes, it is suboptimal, but in our current condition, in the current economic downturn, etc., we need to break a few eggs if we can make an omelette. You know,
Can't we just marry them off to, like, there's gotta be, like, can't we hold, like, a small tournament and, like, hold, like, the hand of, like, the other girl as, like, a reward instead of, like, gold?
But then,
Like, mechanically, we can host a local tournament, we spend 2 wealth, and in lieu of the 2 wealth reward, we offer the hand of, like, a fucking, like, noble scion of the house. And in addition to that, they'll get, like, hundreds of gold dragons.
yeah, that's true. I mean, well,
Really Longthorn comes around just because it's a tournament.
yeah. Oh, we marry her off to him. That'd be great. He's not married, is he?
No.
No. Oh. Well,
Oh, that would be some shit if we snubbed
Yeah.
our noses at
Yeah.
House P.
like, look what we did, you fuckers. Oh, that'd be so great if we somehow managed to marry off the Longthorn.
after our first marriage with the Tyrells in 7 generations,
Yeah.
and to the head.
Oh, yes, yeah. It's of course completely implausible and impossible, but just the thought of it makes me smile.
Yes, which is, you know, like Bree suggesting the implausible thing. It's great because we can fantasize about
Yeah.
how awesome it would be.
Oh,
But
it,
what if Lady Arwen of House Peak married him? That's
Oh,
also
he doesn't. Like, she's probably an ugly old hag. Like, she's
a young girl at marriage age.
I heard she's completely
About
barren.
the same age as Elena's older brother,
Don't you even.
and she is not married yet.
Then we have to kill one of them at least.
Jonas just wants to hurt everyone.
I mean, I see the most direct solution to the problem.
Yeah.
It's a dagger to the throat.
No, actually, I'd rather you don't do this, please.
Like a great sword wielded in one hand
A
to
dagger.
the
You
front of a
call-
gate that then.
Shit.
you call
Also,
them-
yeah, Jonas, you don't want to do a dagger to the throat because clearly my character has proved that's
That's
unreliable.
right. That
I
fucking
remember
that
wreathed in
missed.
flames, right?
That's
If they
true.
touch you, they get burned.
That's right. You touch the Caladan, you get burned.
That's right. You mess with the bull, you get the horn.
Yes. Yes. We need to instill that more. Next time Lorman comes out of their fucking woodwork, wildfire in their face. That's right. It's like, oh,
Build
okay.
an alchemist guild.
I would like to keep our forest.
Cave bees.
Cave bees. We have trained the cave bees like these huge bees, like
Like
it's
the bees swarm over the forest.
these rat-sized bees come flying. Oh God! What is this sorcery?
You suspect House Trant of sorcery? No.
Cave
You
bees
picked-
of.
You picked the wrong house.
That's right.
The illustrious cave bees of House Caladan. That was the day Aeron Caladan lost his mind when he and Decim, like when exploring, they found a cave with giant bees.
The antediluvian cave underneath the manors.
Desmond made art. The head of the house lost his mind.
The Lornmen take them and use them as mounts.
They fly into battle on bees.
It's not quite dragons, but it's pretty intimidating.
Alright, we've lost control of this conversation. Bring it back.
I
No.
would be freaked out of my mind if someone charged me on top of a bee.
No, you would be.
Yes, let's go
Oh
there.
no!
Well, as I noted in the group chat, like, one of the flavor reasons why I nicknamed Bree Queen Bree was because of the Queen Bee phrase.
Mhm.
Fits.
It
She
does.
controls the cave bees.
It's just saying it's kind of fitting after what you did with that guard. Like, I got so amused.
Like an asshole deciding to snicker. Yeah, uh-huh.
You taught them a thing or two.
Fucking wheel this shit around.
Yeah.
Right. Make way for
I love how the god just ran right past him like, Queenbury! Like,
Queen's orders. Queen's orders. I like it. It's good. I'm the only royalty they'll ever know.
Yes.
and according to the Lord of the House, you don't exist.
Yes. He's
ghost.
terrified of royalty.
A ghost.
You're going to a place where people have the actual title of Blood Royal. As you all would know, of course, because they were the mightiest. They used to be called the High Kings of Dawn.
Right.
What before Numeria came with all her woman warriors and knocked them down from their throne to put the Martells on top of it.
It's still like, I don't know, like a popular sentiment that House Wyronwood, or at least the High Kings of Dorne, like resent the Martells and like for what
It
happened.
has switched back and forth, actually. They have sometimes been very strong supporters and sometimes been very sort of much against them. But generally, they do their own thing, and they, although they do not call themselves High Kings of Dorne anymore,
Right.
that probably wouldn't
Wouldn't
really
fly.
fly. Yeah, they do use the blood royal, meaning that they see themselves as royal blood.
Okay.
Which is something that they, I mean, their rulers are referred to even by their masters. Say.
I really don't think Jonas could successfully execute like a marriage negotiation between one of the Wyronwoods and this girl who doesn't stand like amount to much, but there's hope.
There is hope.
Hope springs eternal.
We must try at least. She comes with a lot of gold. That is a good incentive.
There we go. Basically, she comes with 400 gold dragons.
It's no small amount for any house, really. And she's lovely and pretty, and maybe, just maybe, she manages to snag like the heart, you know.
Like every point of wealth is 200 gold dragons. She comes with 2 points of wealth.
and then he can go to his spy master and be like, "It is true love. If you do not say, I will run away." And you know, then he can have that fucking headache.
He can have that conversation.
And I have heard that the Dornishmen are much more open to that sort of thing. So
But they just have a bastard, and don't worry about it.
it's true. He
That's
needs to be even
generally-
more.
Although their her concepts of knighthood and romance and all these other things. I mean, well, that's why you enlisted the aid of the older girl, right? Like, to pay for your true love, you're going to have
Yeah.
to impress the need for this upon
Yeah.
the other girl.
Yeah, that's basically okay. You want this, fine, but you better do give something back now immediately. The whole
like-
house calls upon you.
We can't have two marriageable women
No.
and come out with zero here.
Exactly. We've already taken a risk with Ryman here, and whatever he's gonna do, he's a good guy, but he's only one guy. We need something a little bigger here.
I'm not a sizist, but I mean,
But I am. So
you've seen Sarah Alaric, I mean.
yeah,
The
exactly.
thing about House Winewood that you would know is that they really fucking hate House Fowler.
Fowler.
Yeah, of Skyreach. They're sort of next to them on the other side of the mountains, because House Fowler was a king as well, and there were 6 kings basically fighting the Martells, and they were one of them. But they lost really early because they were super shit, and then they joined and backstabbed all the others and made them lose.
All right.
Without them, Dorne probably would have been like the Wyronwood kingdom.
Mm.
So they really hate them for being little wusses who lost everyone everything because they couldn't. They were like, well, if we can't have it, nobody can, and then they wrecked everything. So no, but the other guys don't really like them.
Certainly, we can. I mean, the same concerns we have about House Wyronwood legit helping us up here. The same like we're not going to be able to like send the engineers, take out House.
Well, I mean, it's just need someone to back us up more readily. Than,
Right. So you just want something other
Yeah.
than a knight.
Yeah, or other than a creepy necromancer house that will toss us into the arms of the Blackfire.
Oh yeah.
No, but then we'll have to suffer the consequences of upsetting that creepy necromancer. Jonas.
I don't have any friends anyway.
Exactly. Like he's gonna be he's slighting me. I said, well, I'll add him to the list. You know, he's the,
House Trant
That's what he
list.
really wants. He wants to be slighted by you so you can get friends with all the people who don't like you.
that's a lot of them, as it turns out.
That's another concern as well. I consider when Galt brought that up. Like, it's not just the lowborn folk; it's all of the people who don't like House Trant, and that includes noble families, I imagine, due to their reputation.
Yep. Yep.
Just
Since they are known for not keeping alliances too well.
Whenever they were
One.
invited to a party, they said they didn't want to go. I mean, that's a slight by itself, and they build up in a number of years. At some point, you slighted everybody because you didn't want to go to their parties and congratulate them on different things and whatnot.
Like, if you're going to host a party, send someone. To represent.
if nothing more, though, I mean, it's like whenever the folks who have the bride like offer the dowry, it's basically like a bargain. Like, look, damn it, 2 points of wealth. Help a bro out here.
2 points of wealth. You get peace, blah 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 blah, etc. Up
I mean,
north,
you'll have to come along. We'll be taking a trip to Bravos.
but it will be great adventure. We'll get to know each other. Might even like each other at the end of it.
400 gold dragons.
Did I mention that there are 400 gold dragons? I mean, if that
And he's
would
like,
be...
I don't value money. And then his father's like, you fool.
You did what? Or we can say,
You will value money, and you'll be happy with it.
Like, you love money. I mean,
she's not ugly.
She's-
You have no reason.
You
She's-
stand in position to inherit nothing anyway. So does she.
exactly. She's rich. She's beautiful. She doesn't have any tracts of land, but
I wanted someone with tracts of land, though, Dad. You're not good enough for that.
She's 13. She may develop those.
listen, Herbert.
Till the fields, water them, see what sprouts.
The maester will explain.
That's right.
And
Remember.
she's not that far down. She's technically only fifth in line.
I mean, remember, kids. If there's,
in line.
I
That's the
don't-
optimistic view.
I don't
lot of
think
people die
that's
soon.
true. No.
No. Let's see. First, he was the youngest brother. So first, Lanus would have to die, and Bree.
Wait, was
And
the youngest?
other-
I thought Jonas was youngest.
Was he?
I
had it listed as Jonas was the youngest because I have a line of succession written up. on the
Remember
actual
what was
house page.
determined by Dance of the Dragons? Uncles before daughters.
It's true, so I would need to die anyway.
Yes,
Okay.
but before it went to me, it would end up going to Decim.
Okay, that wasn't how I got told. Okay, I need to rewrite this.
Well, that's as far as I know what happened after Dance of the Dragons. Like, we aren't having this shit happen anymore.
Yeah. It's like no girls
No girls allowed, someone said.
on the succession tree line.
Yep, the treehouse of succession.
It's bad. It ended bad. People got burned. Burned by dragons.
Dragons got burned by dragons.
Ironwood got like fucking burned. Shit.
Maybe we can also say to Winewood and that'd be like, well, 400 gold dragons in the pot here. And
Aegon conquered Westeros with only 3.
and then we can be like, think of all the shit you could do to hated enemies on the other side of the mountain with 400 gold dragons. That buys a lot of Bravosi assassins. I'm just
We
saying.
hate birds. Gates, yes. Birds, no.
Boo for birds.
I
That's what
mean,
I'm saying.
Nice portcullis you have there.
As a house who is a minor house trying to negotiate with a more prominent and powerful house in House Wyronwood, we have to offer them something else
Yep.
in addition to that, so here's the money.
Yeah, that's the money. Everyone
Superfluous,
loves gold.
but put it out there. We will pay you to be our friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, those modifications have brought them down to 7th.
Well, you offer something to the pot too, of course.
Of course. We would be joined in marriage, after all.
Happiness, that's what we offer.
Yes, our eternal gratitude. We'll send a
bonds and
postcard.
relationships so that at least you can have a friend on the other side of the marches.
Yeah. And that goes like,
Which will only be
goes for
awkward
both of
if war
us.
breaks out.
Be like, so, we always call them, be like, so what's happening in Dorm right now? Or what's happening in the marches right now? Yeah, we'd like to know what's Lord Karen up to.
And especially if we're not going to side with the bastards and think that we might end up sticking, with our loyalty towards the king. I'd like to think that this reflects favorably upon our liege lord. Like, look at us. We're trying to do a cultural exchange here. We're bridging the gap.
Yeah.
King would love the idea if he cared. Longthorn probably likes the idea kind of as well.
If he cared.
If he cared,
Karen would like it.
Karen would like it, yeah.
Dondarian, thumbs up too.
Which is helpful considering where your character's daughter is married off. And obviously there's going to be some people who, want to do this whole fighting with Dorn thing are going to be upset, but I'm pretty sure we're going to upset people no matter what we choose, so we just have to choose which people we want to upset.
It's
just
time.
unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that the people we seem to upset the most are the ones right next to us.
Well, you know how it goes in strategy games.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
there's nothing against you. You're just weak, and I want your land and resources.
It's true. It's true.
I don't
I could befriend you, or I could just take it.
Like, I think I can use what you have better than what you can use what you have, so just cut out the middleman.
I see you're at war with your neighbor.
I see you invested a lot of land resources there. And
It's nothing...
just upgraded your castle. I mean,
It's nothing personal. I want your stuff. And you're like, yes, it is personal. You're taking away everything I have.
Well, let's not argue about who killed who.
It's not
Who's
really
for whose
ever.
castle?
Yes.
Not everyone can build 3. Some need to take alternate measures. When all they have to make me rich is soldiers,
I mean,
what else would I do?
in absence of further information, the reasonable conclusion I would draw of how Selmy is, they want stuff. So
Yeah. I guess they just looked at us and was like, well, that's a juicy little chocolate piece that's just laying there on a pillow ready to be eaten.
Now, something that does concern me is how out of date that information is. Like, someone as close to us as a day's travel ride from Halldamir, not knowing that the castle updated itself, it got, renovated a while ago, which is why I suspect, I don't feel comfortable with the information you, retrieve from the Lordmen.
Yeah. That might be a third party, as of yet unknown, that is trying to get us into a fight with Selmy, and the letters were standard writing, non-committal. The seal was broken, which means that it could have been basically picked up from almost anywhere. They might definitely try to get us to start something with Selmy. So I agree. I'm still surprised why Selmy would do it. And as you say, the information is old. It doesn't need to be that old. I mean, we have renovated the castle. Most people around us probably know that.
Right. I mean, this could easily have been something I feel by the Lornmen to try and lure us into weakness so they could go, we ride!
That's also why I was so troubled by the meeting. If they were actually gonna be like, alright, kill them! That's Decim! Kill the fucker! Yeah, well, I can't.
I thought of that risk whenever you advocated for doing it, and I was like, alright. That's why I thought you at least had to have some form of payment, which you thought of.
Yeah.
I'm just pleasantly surprised you didn't have to go into an intrigue for them to accept the castle fort. So it's like, oh, that won't do it all. We love shiny money.
No, gold.
Make it rain.
Your house will have few connections, but you do have a connection, one directly through a sponsor who just really happens to really like fucking Alaric, he's a great guy. He's an awesome
We had some
person.
good parties.
I'm also friends with the Tyrells, so you're one step between there. You're also married, by a week, married, to be said, into Dondarian family, who have a direct line to the king for his other, daughter.
Yep.
who is married to a prince. So it's the problem with messing with you. If you leave enough evidence, then you can kind of. Yeah, if anyone was to try anything obvious, you could get to people who could get to people.
Right. With the connections and influence we have, as gauged by our actual influence stat for the house, we could get audiences with people. Decim can present reasonable, convincing cases, and shit can be made to happen.
Yeah, if you instead of going to your liege lord, you could Dondarians, we're having problems. Could you send a message to the king? And it's oh, your daughter is well, yeah, I can do that. I live here, so. And then
it's like she likes you.
She does.
Yeah, Dad, I can do that. I hear you're about to be massacred over there. I think I will stop that. I can. Doesn't sound like a great thing.
Turns out I'm affectionate. How about that?
And then the found his way up the food chain, and then someone up in King's Landing reads it and it's what? He did what?
And I assume that's a primary reason why House Caladan, despite its weak ruler, has not been taken out sooner. They're all of the enemies of House Caladan are they're weak, but they know people. This is stupid.
We need the big people to tell us to do it, but how can we?
How can we prove?
Peak already kind of pulled that thing.
Peak pulled that shit. I don't think anyone can do that twice.
How do we now
And look at the Caladan, they're so huggable. You just look at them.
We want the next in line. But the first one's already pretty strong. I mean,
It's we're basically becoming like a horse breeding corral. They swoop in and take our heirs. I have recently brought a Caladan heir myself. Oh, isn't
Landis
he
is
lovely?
taken as a warden, and everyone's
Yep.
well, I mean, she looks like a nag, but
She is a Caladan. And everyone's like, oh, a Caladan. Well,
I mean, Lannis can't be taken for as a
the
warden for
new
basically
Valyrian
the rest of the year.
swords.
the new Valyrian swords.
You don't have one.
you don't have a Caladan.
How are you?
Anyone who is anyone has a Caladan.
I legitimized my son and gave him my Caladan as a sign
That's our
that he
house.
should inherit.
That's our house's legacy,
Yeah.
introduced into the vernacular of Westeros.
Having a Caladan.
Have a maester, a scepter, and a Caladan,
Everyone needs a Caladan.
We breed the finest Caladans here. Exported all over the realm.
Well, I have good news and bad news, Lanus.
Hey, if I'm going down, I'm taking Bree with me.
I mean, you're going down, but not in the way you think. I think.
Yeah.
No, I switched this intrigue to combat.
The good news is that we have so many Caladans, and those are the new prestige symbol. The bad news is we have so many Caladans, and the new prestige symbol.
And one
So-
cast is like the phrase all over again.
So, Lanus, you're going to become a sex slave, but it's not as bad as you think.
As I say, I'm switching this intrigue to combat now.
400 gold dragons, though. Imagine.
I have still switched to combat. I am
The thing about
stabbing you with this
doing
Valyrian
what's most
sword.
important for the house and putting yourself second.
Yep. You need
We're
to.
selling you to lice, but
400 gold dragons.
My motivation
we
might be
get money
guilty,
that
but
we
you're
can
not
use
allowed
to
to sell
make the
me.
house better.
And you get to have pleasure for the rest of your life. So,
We'll give it, whatever they want, really.
Sorry, vice over motivation here. My craven will kick in before my duty does.
Well,
No,
no, I don't want to go to.
that just makes him even more
I'm afraid of
expensive.
diseases.
No,
Right.
if you call us something enough, it will just stab you.
Oh, come on, you're resistant to fire. You can just burn all those out of your body.
Yes, I'm resistant to fire, but
Breathe in flames.
See, my point stands.
We should.
Hey, that might become useful now that you're on the boat.
Yeah.
Not to get super killed by heat.
yeah, since we're going through the desert, actually, I'm kind of appreciating the +2.
You will be a good omen or something for the Dorn. They'll expect to see all of us, in sweaty and rags and horrible. But at least they will see the Lord.
The Targaryen dragon dressed in thin silks.
I would say,
Completely
yes.
pale still.
Yes, you say good emblem and good symbol, and then they see the Targaryen. And,
Yep.
they grate their
This
teeth.
is yes.
The Dawn certainly have a special understanding of fire and blood. fucking words. But then again, they have generally given as much as they've taken.
So Dark, that could justify. Yes, I spent a destiny point and improve my disposition by one step. They see me and they think of Targaryens.
I'm sure that doesn't lower it. Sometimes my problem.
Depends on who you talk to, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Think of me.
Maybe they're respectable warriors.
That's right. I mean, the Targaryens may have earned respect after all of the fucking decades they spent pounding on the door.
Like we hate you, but we respect you.
Well, has been conquered many times, but all times they've made you pay for it. So
Especially.
there's really pretty big wars to take that place.
We've benefited wonderfully from all this whole kerfuffle. What troubled our house the most was when there was peace.
It's really what we don't like.
Nothing to do.
Let me tell you about House Peak.
Just look at Haldamir's son. Just like,
Yeah, he is. He's going stir crazy.
God. I
Like
just want to kill something and prove my worth.
he's going to make a rash decision that harms the house soon unless he kills someone.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
the
we
tourneys are
need to
full
get
of
him-
who are much better than me.
We need to
I
get
need
him.
to go and
I think he's hoping we're gonna get attacked on the road.
he's not even a knight. He can't even get any
The thing
squire.
is, he needs to kill someone and he needs to get laid.
Right.
Not exactly in that order.
He
but
needs to practice against someone proper. Like who am I going to fight here? Well, my dad kid who's going to that don't work. Like Lannis isn't really Lannis is kind of cowardly. Like Brienne, she doesn't fight like I do. Brienne just fucking grapples.
Punches me in the face and then
it pulls my hair and bites me. I don't know.
I have wondered about that. I meant to maybe ask Halldamir, or maybe the god, how good the kid is at fighting, like whether the kid and my character even fight, because they might not even have fought before.
he would not want to fight you, just because what if he lost?
That's what I figured the priority.
He doesn't think he will, but if he did, he would never be able to live it down. So he won't
It's
really.
basically I have nothing to gain from fighting this and everything to lose.
If I win, it's not impressive, and if I lose, it's really, really not impressive. So
if I win, I beat an 11-year-old girl in combat.
Well done, Sir
That's my
Knight.
knightly deeds right there. And if I lose, that's not going to help me get sponsored at all.
the problem is there's simply not enough. I mean, with no war, no one's dying, and so there's an oversaturation of squires to knights ratio.
Yes, so many people heard the great stories, but now there's no war.
But all the knights died, and no new ones really. They usually pop up whenever they do great deeds in battle, but they don't really do that because there's no battle.
Right.
So
many
been knighted after doing awesome, as a hedge knight and a tourney, but it's really a bother.
So many untested young men with hot blood in their veins.
It's waiting to do something. Yeah. Because right now their life has little meaning.
Cue David Blackfire.
With no war.
Well, cue, as one joke has come up, cue us reigniting the war between Dorne and the rest of the
Right in. So you're all a
Doesn't
bunch of
sound like what you're
bastards.
saying, but
if all of you knights want to die in the wasteland again, go for it.
well, I mean,
Great
the weak
news.
knights would die. I wouldn't. They all
Of
say.
course, of course. Good news, everyone.
Only the strong will survive, and that's all of you.
Place your bets. How many of these will
The
come out?
previous 10,000 people didn't, but I believe you will.
I believe at least 10,000 of you have the opportunity to survive.
I mean, last time, Dorne was conquered, right? But they just couldn't hold it after that because they were not harsh enough.
I'm
surely.
getting a Crusades vibe here. I feel like I've been
You just
here
need
in
to kill
history
all of
before.
them. Then there won't be any trouble holding
I
it.
mean, Dorne is basically fantasy Spain, with a bit of Moorish influences.
I was
dashed in.
thinking fantasy Jerusalem, Middle East, fantasy the Turks or that region. That's why I was thinking the Crusades and the Seven Kingdoms are the Pope in Spain.
There were
And
crusades kind of in Spain too.
I suppose you could do a Moorish crusade comparison. I was thinking more of a
it
Holy
happened.
Land.
That's because that
Lucian
happened. They
inspiration.
did crusades too. and inquisitions
Their
throughout the Moorish.
Conquista.
I don't think that's as fitting as the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because of how swelteringly uncomfortable it is in Dorne compared
It's
to
very,
everything
very
else.
hot. Very unpleasantly hot. Well, at
I
least
will
in
have-
the Red
I will have
Mountains,
no regrets.
it's very, very hot. In sort of the edges of Dorne, it's kind of okay, you know?
It's balmy.
Parts of it.
I
There's
have
a
no
lot of
regrets
sand
about
and
my
salt
plus
and
2 versus
stone.
heat. No regrets.
Well, with that, I think I'm going to go to bed. It is late. And I'm
What?
very tired. Yes, indeed.
What?
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 No, it's not late. I don't believe you.
Doesn't feel late. I still have plenty of energy.
Well, you are young and Grimmith are in the past, so...
That's right. I live in the past.
That's true.
How do I even roll? I'm hosting this call. How is this even
Yeah,
transpired?
I don't know. There's
We're
some
speaking to the
quantum...
past and then back into the future.
It's some quantum shit
You
going
know,
on right here.
We're doing quantum computing.
Technology is amazing.
It sounds much less fancy if we consider that it's just the placing of the sun. That's
What?
Don't you science this away. Don't you science the mystery of the moment away from us.
Yes, this is wonderful moment.
all right. It's magic.
All right, I enjoyed,
Isn't life wonderful and wondrous and
I
mysterious?
enjoyed our time together. I suppose have to tell Halldamir about what happened when he transpired, unless he watches the session.
Wouldn't bet on it, but he might. Well, we'll see.
That way he has a reasonable judgment of what transpired this
We'll
session.
be happy that we didn't end up fighting anyway.
I presume that, I do want to see the combat in action so I can learn and so Bree can learn.
I am sure there's going to be murderous, torturous combat down the Boneway.
There's no guarantee.
I have a feeling.
Would you like some murderous combat down the
No.
road?
no.
People have tried attacking House Caladan along the Boneway before.
They succeeded.
No, Lord Aaron survived along the Maester. They didn't completely destroy and take the entire caravan.
And might I remind me, we got 1,200 gold dragons for it. So
It-
really,
it was almost like a 3-year investment.
Yeah.
It just took some time to pay dividends.
yeah. It was actually.
Maybe that's how
it
it started. In the end, she won.
It took 3 years and the peace and tranquility of our daughter.
All honesty, if I could invest...
Potato peeling she did is paid pretty damn well.
I-
By hour.
all of the manual labor she did, paid 1,200 gold dragons. That's a pretty good payback.
A peasant would do that in a heartbeat and then live happily ever after.
My character could have taken that money and lived happily ever after.
I'd rather have it taken from her. And
Yes.
then- that's the issue, isn't it? If she had been a big, broad-shouldered man with a great sword, then she could probably have, but...
All right, so that's it. Thanks, people, for watching. We will end it here. We will see you next week.
Brrr.